No,
Welcome back to another episode of East Meets West.
Holy shit, that was one take.
I did it. I'm your host and owner of both sides of the Blunt franchise.
Is this serious right now?
To my right, Matt, owner of the Wissinoming Radskins. And to my left, guest host today, usually the cameraman, owner of Solanic Sanitation, Mike. Good evening, gentlemen.
What's up? I like that intro. Halloween, it's October.
It's getting spooky.
Yeah, but that wasn't like spooky or scary. It was just very...
Depending on who
Bland.
the audience is, I believe you could say that was a little spooky.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone's going to think he's a psychopath.
Rightfully so. Going into week 5. Week 4 is in the books. I won. Did you win?
I did.
Winner? You won
Yep.
as well? Let's go. 3 winners at the table this week. Our usual co-host, Globo Gym Purple Cobras owner Jake also won. He's not here. Rumor is he's still out celebrating his 150-point game.
Yeah.
To be determined.
Yeah.
Comes back.
Was there could he have broken the record? Had he
He was super on pace to break that record, yeah.
well,
Also-
no, like with another start. Like did he
Ooh,
he
that's
botch
a
a
good-
start?
That's a good
I'm
question.
pretty sure he botched a start. Not that he really did, but hindsight's
it's
2020.
Tight end. He had...
7 to 16.
Ooh.
That's 9 points. That's the record.
That would have been it.
9 points would have given him the
He
record.
had
Yeah.
Snooz's backup tight end Cook. If he had started Cook over Pitts,
He has the record if he starts Cook over Pitts. The record for those at home, 168.5. Right? I own it or
yeah,
share it,
You share it with
and
us.
I
those
should know this. Yeah. But records are meant to be broken, so hopefully
It
I
didn't get broken though.
break it
so.
this year or this week. We'll jump. We're gonna have a very, I think, a laid back, shortened show today. It's getting a little late over here. We have some things to watch.
Masked Singer.
That's my bedtime too.
Yeah, but not much. We do have a nice Thursday night game, so we'll talk a little bit about that game. But other than that, we're going to cut out the game sections of telling you assholes at home who to start, who to sit, who to maybe think about trading or cutting, and so on and so forth. But we'll jump right into. Actually, we're going to kick it off. I'm going to kick it off hot today. I'm feeling a little frisky today.
Are you seem
Yeah.
super mellow and
No, I think
monotone than that intro?
I think that was just a fake out.
Yeah,
okay.
that's
Okay.
the peekaboo.
This is two phases.
We're
I
gonna
got
call
you.
it the
I got
peekaboo.
you. Yeah.
We can't seem to attract many adults, so I figured if I go with the peekaboo strategy, toddlers will tune in.
I mark every single one of these videos as not being for children.
I think we need to change that over. Change that
Like a
around.
13 and up show, as he called everybody assholes once already.
Not everyone, just those that are watching. at home.
PG-13.
We're going to jump into the Commissioner's Power Rankings. I told you guys that I wasn't going to bring them every week. Once again, peekaboo, got you. I'm back with them this week. 2 weeks in a row, Power Rankings coming at you hot. And we're going to start off with number 12. Number 12 is, I think everyone knows who it is. We're going to give it to Steve, owner of B Block's one point in time finest. Now,
Worst?
Well, I mean, it's probably still. I mean,
Saddest?
he's the only B block though, so I mean,
B
that
Block's
makes-
saddest?
you think the other folks of B Block are like, he's the finest? With
Yeah,
that
no,
performance?
I think they're all very disappointed in him with
Yeah.
his current
He
situation.
shamed himself and his family, that's for sure.
Yes.
79.94 points, lost to the formerly winless Alexander's Great, so we'll get to very shortly. But with that, Steve's going to come in at number 12. I think I was rooting for Steve in the beginning. I think he caught some bad breaks with a couple injuries and overall team not being good. But you think about it, there's still a lot of football left.
Yeah, I mean, he shouldn't give up. I know it's looking bleak right now, but like you said, it's a 17-week season, right?
Yeah,
So
he's got 10 weeks left to catch up.
Could Steve be playing peekaboo?
he's playing possum the whole time.
Week 5. Boo!
Surprise.
Yeah.
No, I play him this week. Absolutely not.
Well, we'll see. We have to give this trophy around. We'll get to that as well. But number 11, Alex. Welcome to the league. Wait a minute.
Proud of you, little bro.
Alex pulled a full-on Green Day and woke up when September ended and decided to actually throw in a waiver claim, win a game. Hopefully the confidence is building. Yeah, if you're watching this, maybe you'll tune in this week. I know Mike asked you to and said that we were talking trash. No trash this week.
No pleasantries.
I'm
I'm gonna beat your ass, dude.
a little bit of trash this week. I'm very happy for you.
Only trash is his team.
Oh. I'm pretty sure I'm muted, so you're probably not going to hear anything. I text them or anything anyway. But
I'll send him this segment.
number 10, Jose. Jose's Hooligans, I believe, were beaten down by your team last
they were
week.
squashed.
I appreciate it.
Not a good showing.
Not a great showing.
Only beat him by 37.
He has everyone going tomorrow. All the Seattle Seahawks on his team. Limiting his upside, so I'd put him there at 10. Number 9, going to go with Foster. Seeing a trend here, a lot of Western Division teams. Foster's team, injury bug. 2-2, still very much in it, but I think the injury bug caught him, and you were able to take him down last week.
Yeah, not having CMC was awesome.
Yeah. I believe his running back combined for 3.4 points.
Who'd he start? Kenyon Drake?
Kenyon Drake and Malcolm Brown.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
He was forced into Kenyon Drake and Malcolm Brown.
Desperation.
Yeah, McCaffrey hurt. Someone else was hurt for him earlier in the year. He got the dump.
Oh, he scored less than Steve.
James White on the IR. He has been riddled with injuries.
James White went on the IR after he traded for him.
He did trade.
About 15 minutes later.
Yeah. Tough day, tough week, tough season so far. But I think CMC comes back. Foster can still turn around. He's getting Higgins back. We'll see. Looking at number... this is tough to do without numbers. 8. Number 8? Number 8. Charlie. We are Charlie's team. Another tough loss for Charles last week. However, I do think his team is probably... if I had to choose one team who's currently 500 or under and has a chance of really pushing forward, I think it's going to be Charlie's team.
I still stand by my statement. I think Charlie's team's only going to get better as the year goes on. I still love it. Hang in there, Shuck. We believe.
Charlie's also been just decimated in matchups. I'm fairly certain. He actually he has 9 more points against than Jake has points for. Jake is currently our points leader. Charlie has more points against.
To be fair, he also hasn't scored a ton of points. So he's at like 420 something.
He's at 422.
420, bro.
Not, I mean, decent. Like you're over
He's
100.
outscored 3 other teams.
Yeah, you're over 100 every week, but we'll see. I think he's going to get better. Number 7 coming in here, I have Brock's team, the Brock football team. He suffered a tough loss last week to myself. I didn't win that game. Brock lost it. I scored 95 points, and he just happened to put up a dud. CeeDee Lamb, Godwin.
Yeah, what happened
Had
with
really
his
bad
team?
games, yeah.
Like, I mean, he went from 130 the week before to 85.
Yeah, I was
That's rough.
going into Monday night. He had Herbert. I was down. I was up 31, and Herbert came out lighting the world on fire. It was a half. I think 3 touchdowns, 180 yards. And I was very nervous, but
That Herbert guy's good.
team held on. Yeah, they started running the ball a little bit more. Eckler got involved in the second half, so the Raiders made their comeback. Number 6, I have the person to my left, Mike. You coming off a win, but it's been a little inconsistent this year. A little inconsistent.
I'm going to let him finish, but I disagree.
You disagree with number 6? Well, let's hear the teams ahead of you, and then you tell me if you still disagree.
Yeah, I know. Whatever.
But yeah, a little bit inconsistent. I think Miles Sanders on your team is hurting you a little bit in the flex. You had a few injuries with Gronk, and you're dropping quarterbacks, picking them up to drop them to pick them up. Things are a little chaotic.
Jimmy G's calf muscles are made of, I don't know, milk.
They tell you to drink milk to strengthen your bones, not your calf muscles.
Well, somebody should let him know.
Number 5, Brian. Brian is also sitting at 2-2. Reason he's above you here: 1, he has more points. 2, coming off a big win of the formerly, that's spoiler alert, but not going to have the same number 1 this week. Tom took Tom down this week in a great game.
That was a close one.
Very close game. Yeah, it was 4 points. That Waller touchdown was actually what did it. If he didn't get in the end zone, Tom would have won.
Did everybody else go like, ugh, or did you cheer when that happened?
No, I have now officially rooted against Brian of anyone East. Yeah, like I would love to see Steve come back and make the playoffs over Brian. Nothing personal.
Well, Brian's already called a shot. Brian is... Yeah. I've been in communication with Brian. Brian has stated that he believes that the East will shake out as himself, Jake, and Tom. leaving someone at this table not in the playoffs.
And we're both in the West.
I beat him this year though. Like I straight
Don't
up
shoot the
beat him
messenger,
once
man.
this year.
Listen,
That's
Bubby,
fair.
I like you better too.
Thank you.
Bobby.
You
Coming
don't have a cool nickname? Get over it.
Coming in at number 4, I have myself. Soon to be number 1. But for this week, we're settling in at 4, 3-1. Not the best performance the last 2 weeks, which only means that we're going to have better performances ahead. Can't stay scoring 95 points week in and week out. How the team that we have going to only get better. Number 3, guy to my right, Matt. The East is the best division this year right now. There, you guys are scoring a ton of points.
Beast.
It's one of 2, actually. Yeah, it's first place.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Top 50%.
The Beast division.
Minus Steve
Um,
and Charlie.
number 2,
He flips around.
Tom drops to number 2. Tom has a great roster. I think he's going to continue to do really well, but he gives up the number 1 seed. I don't really have much to say about Tom's team. We all think we agree.
I think he's the best team in the
I
league.
think we agree
sure.
Tom has a pretty good team. But Jake did put on a killing last week, so I got to give him respect where respect's due. 159 points, like we said. Almost broke the record. Could have broke the record if he had Jared Cook in his lineup. So Jake's going to take over the number 1 spot, and we'll see if he can hold on to that, because this week, setting up our
rematch, yeah.
our game of the week, Tom and Jake are already getting their second game in. Almost like they're 2 games in 3 weeks, so it's only 2 times they play each other with the way our schedule's made. So we'll see who takes over that number 1 spot. But that wraps up the power rankings. Jake taking over number 1. Anything you guys disagree with?
Nah, I'm pretty content with your assessment.
A lot of research goes into these, so
Yeah, I can tell.
I'm glad we're all on the same page. All right, cool. Well, wrapping up the power rankings. Let's jump into. We don't have many things going on in the league this week. No C blocks drops really.
No trades.
No
Web
trades.
wires.
No big things happening. No one's changing team names. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, what is up with that? We've had 2 teams change their names in the middle of the season like that. We got to put a rule in against that, right?
Yeah. Maybe.
I mean, like, get it together. Act like you're a professional.
Yeah. Yeah. We had one of them seems to be working out.
Yeah, I mean,
Joe's Gymnasium is.
new
He's
logo.
had a logo change in the middle of the
He
year.
did have a
And
logo.
he changed his abbreviation too. Like, Tom has done a complete remodel.
Yeah.
Just
He
still
somehow remodeled his brain too. I mean, look how he drafted. It's downright impressive. It's impressive. Put that on slow mo. Tom's team's impressive.
Black and white. And
Yeah,
fading out.
and then he goes on about how great of an editor he is for 10 minutes. Like, oh wow.
Yeah. I'd say we jump right in then to our Ben Simmons loser of the week. More news coming out on Ben Simmons. Not a basketball show, but we'll talk about it. He now doesn't. He's not reporting to camp. The Sixers, not we. I wish I could find him myself, but Sixers told him like, hey, look, if you don't show up to your games, we're gonna fine you $336,000. So Ben Simmons didn't show up to his game and then got fined $336,000, and he was shocked.
Shocked Pikachu face.
Yeah, I didn't think this was going to be. So now he's even more, continues to be more of a loser than we ever expected. I hope this guy can turn into the best jump shooter in the world. I don't think I want him back in a Sixers uniform. He's just painful to read articles on. So, but with that, we all won. We all had pretty good weeks, I think. All content with where we're moving. I think we have to give this award to, not here, but we're going to save it right here. We'll put him in the center for Steve. Steve losing to Alex, a guy who I don't think turned his cell phone on until Sunday morning.
About 11:45.
Yeah, he set his lineup then. Steve lost to him. Hopefully better things are in store for. I'm pulling for Steve. I think I'm Steve's biggest fan this year. I hope he.
I am Steve's therapist, and it's not looking good.
No. I hope he pulls through.
Steve is going to tilt so hard he's going to fly off into outer space pretty soon.
Can't be tilting as a SEPTA driver. Any insight on the loser of the week? I know he's not here to accept it, but
I'm going to crush you this week.
oh, you are playing Steve,
Yeah,
so I keep forgetting
I know.
about that.
Words of encouragement.
Cool. Well, that's the Ben Simmons Loser Award of the week. Very mellow
Get
show
this
today.
guy out of here.
Very mellow show. You're right. I'm feeling in a mellow mood. We'll see if Carmelo, 15, best mid-range shooter in the league. We're not a basketball show. let's go. We're going to kick it over to the C Block's injury news. We're going to only rug that the Solanic Sanitation, known for taking out garbage, is going to hit on these injuries for players that are down and out and talk to us a little bit about
Thank you,
them.
Commissioner. Thank you. Just for the folks at home, I'm not a doctor. I just play one on television. But I'm here to hit you with the injury report. Logan Thomas, formerly of what's Steve's B Block's worst? Yeah, worst. Hamstring injury. They put him on IR. I think the reports are expected to miss 4 weeks, roughly.
Yeah.
I think that's a cut. I don't think you hold Logan Thomas even with
well,
IR spot.
Steve thinks otherwise because he picked up Evan Ingram and he still has Logan Thomas, even though we'll get to another injury. I believe that's coming up. So
The very next one, as a matter of fact.
his IR spot, believe it or not, folks, is being taken up. But I agree with you. I think Logan Thomas is a cut. I think tight end. It did look like he was going in for a tight end on the waiver wire that we'll also get to, but didn't get him.
He did. Next up, someone else also on Steve's team, David Montgomery. Could have been a lot worse. I just saw he has a knee injury. I don't know if they've released
I believe it's an MCL sprain.
MCL sprain.
I believe it's similar to the Nick Chubb injury of last year.
So yeah, he's expected to miss about 5 weeks.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying. Steve, that's the guy that should be in your IR spot, not Logan Thomas. First one's free. You're welcome. Then moving on, some lesser news. Teddy Bridgewater, he's got a concussion. I don't know if he's going to be able to clear the protocol in time for this weekend. If you got to...
Okay, good.
I was just going to say, if you got, one of his pass catchers, Sutton, Fant, Tim Patrick.
This is where I go. I haven't heard this much. Do you bump up Sutton with Drew Lock as the quarterback?
The way Teddy's been throwing, I don't think so.
I feel like Sutton gets more out of Drew Lock. I wouldn't be surprised if Drew Lock came out and they're playing Pittsburgh.
Hyper targets him.
Yeah, they're just super ton of air yards. I think Drew Lock kind of can throw down the field a little bit more. Not going to move the sticks as much as Teddy. Not going to.
No, I don't. Yeah.
I like Tim
Patrick in the run game a little bit more.
Maybe. I think I'm more of a Tim Patrick if Teddy's in, and I think Drew Lock might do something for Sutton. I don't want to start Sutton with confidence, but if I have to play him,
Well, Brian has to.
Okay.
Another quarterback got hurt. Actually, Carson Wentz is hurt. It's his vagina.
So week 1 all over again?
Yeah, I don't know.
Sprained his fifth ankle.
Put some Vagisil on it, and maybe you'll be all right, Red. Very disrespectful. Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Milk Calves Garoppolo had a calf injury. Week to week, I know he did not practice today.
Was he devastated, thinking that he was going to be out for multiple weeks, and now he's just
Dr. Garoppolo?
They're like, nah, dude, you're all right.
The way he was talking, he seemed to think his season was over, which it might be. Trey Lance might be coming for that job. So I mean, if you got one of the pass catchers for the 49ers, I guess you have to start Kittle. You have to start Debo.
Yeah.
Anybody else, I think you just got to wait and see. But Brandon Ayuk, he got caught. Steve finally caught. I mean, I'm getting a little ahead. Do you think Ayuk has a better outlook with Lance?
I would absolutely cut Ayuk as well. I just don't. It's by the time you get confidence to start him, I think it's already going to be past because they're on bye after this week. So even if he comes out with a really strong game, then you're going to go into the bye. You're going to come out. Who knows what's going on at quarterback? Who knows? God forbid he puts up a dud again after the bye. It's just too much of a headache. I don't want to hold on to someone on my roster for that long.
Well, actually, Steve agrees with you. So I mean, that's
nervous. I'm nervous about that one.
Will Fuller has a broken finger.
IR. They put him on IR, I believe.
I hate him. I drafted him. I'm like, this dude sucks. He's just gonna get hurt again. And then guess what happened? He got hurt.
He doesn't suck, but he does get hurt an awful lot. The best. What's it? The best ability is availability.
Yeah.
Sorry, Will.
His face.
And then we have probably the two biggest. Well, two of the biggest ones, I guess. David Montgomery, I'd put up there as well. Joe Mixon is, I guess he's day to day with an ankle sprain.
He was listed as week to week, and then his coach came out and said, "I don't know who diagnosed this week to week. He's day to day. He didn't come back in at the end of the game because, we didn't need him. So we'll see.
You're the Mixon owner in our league.
Yeah.
You got beat out on Samaje.
I did.
Are you playing Joe Mixon?
Joe Mixon's healthy. If he's playing, I'll play him.
Okay.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
well, how are you operating this week? Are you operating under the assumption that he is or isn't playing?
I've been lucky to kind of trip into. I was the guy who went out. I won Elijah Mitchell on the waiver. Of course, he's been injured. I think he's going to be back this week. I have options on my bench that I could fill in: Latavius Murray, Elijah Mitchell, if I have to. I'm going in prepared for the worst, but expecting the best. So I'm gonna prepare as if he's not going to play. However, if he is active, I have no problem playing Mixon. Pretty good matchup this week, I believe.
Yeah.
So
they do. They are. I have the points written down here. This is, got to really practice
they're Green Bay. So I think Green Bay has been a little iffy against the run for a couple of years now. So I have no problem firing up Mixon.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big Mixon guy. Everybody knows that, I think, but the volume he's getting, if he's in the lineup, you have to start. And then the guy that has a little less time to make his decision, Jose, Chris Carson has a neck injury. They haven't officially said what it is. I think I saw some tweets, but I don't know if they're verified, like a sprain somewhere in his neck.
I think Pete Carroll said he had a stiff neck at practice.
It's a game time decision.
You know what, Pete? I had a stiff neck today. You know what I did? I logged into work.
Game time decision.
Get out there, Carson.
If you're the Chris Carson owner, what are you doing? Hoping you got Alex Collins?
Outside.
Be happy that it's the Thursday game and not the Monday game, so you can actually pivot off of it if you have to.
Yeah, and outside of that, there was no news of this injury last week, and maybe it was bothering him. We don't know, but
he was seeding snaps, right?
Yeah, a lot. He gave up a lot. He didn't look great. He averaged, I believe, his average per carry was down to 2.3 yards a carry. Gave up a lot of carries to Alex Collins. Alex Collins got the touchdown. He was in the red zone. He broke the 14-yard touchdown. So a little nervous about starting Chris Carson, but I think it really depends on what your options are. If he's active and you don't have any other options, there's a game you play him, and then you make your decisions for Sunday off of, hey, do I need a boom player? Do I need a floor play?
Well, you're playing Jose this week, right?
I am. Yeah.
The Chris Carson owner. So it's the Carson owner versus the Mixon owner.
Yes.
Both kind of in the same boat.
What are you telling Jose right now?
I hope they both play. I think if they both play, Mixon will still... I don't think the Bengals play Mixon unless he's going to be Mixon. He's going to get the volume. He's going to be available. I think the Seahawks will play Carson even if he's not Carson. So there's a very good chance, I think, where they'll start Carson.
Limit
and
the workload.
he'll get four rushes, and then he'll be out with the neck injury.
And you see Alex Collins and DJ Dallas.
Yep.
And that's it for our injuries.
Yeah, to answer your question, I would look for another option if I was the Carson owner.
Okay. You want to get into the waiver wire? You got those numbers?
Let's do it. Yeah, let's do the waiver wire. I do not have those numbers, but...
Would you like them?
Yeah, let's ship them over.
Why don't you take the lead on that?
Cool. I love this episode.
We rehearse this.
This is my favorite
every
episode.
week, guys.
This is my favorite.
Waiver wire. So we talked about a few of these guys already, but we'll go through running backs first. Samaje Perine, number one pickup this week because Damian Williams was already owned. One thing I do like about our league, we talked about this last week, is a lot of the times you see these guys coming out with hey, this guy is 50% available or 75% available. Usually in our league, they're already picked up.
That 50% means he's on somebody's roster in our league.
Yeah,
I mean, P. Ryan was on Matt's roster until this weekend.
Yeah.
And then he dropped him like an idiot.
Because I knew he was going to get hurt for defense.
I don't understand $23 a FAB, so 23% of his budget from Jake, or original budget, not current. But I don't understand the $23 from Jake. There's no chance he's starting. I think this is him trying to outsmart himself like he did draft when he drafted Justin Tucker, saying he was going to trade him to Charlie for Tyreek Hill. We're now 5 weeks in. He doesn't have Tyreek Hill on his roster. I think this is the
tight end scenario all over again.
I think this is Jake trying to be the smartest guy in the room and say, you know what, I'm going to put in this big bid. Everyone needs a running back. Everyone always needs running backs.
I think he's just trying to make a deal sweetener out of it.
Yep.
If he's trying to make a deal somewhere, he's going to throw in.
That's the thing, though. A lot of people don't like him in the league, so they don't want to make a deal.
Also, one of two things is going to happen, right? Like, P. Ryan's either going to be $23 down the drain if Mixon plays. And if Mixon plays, and let's say Mixon doesn't get all of the snaps like for first and second down work, you don't want to play P. Ryan anyway. No one's going to want to play him.
But Jake's team's good enough to where he's allowed to... He can sacrifice Fab to attempt to utilize him or make a move in that regard.
Yeah, I was just surprised that, I expected Joe to bid the most because Joe has the most to gain or
Most right
lose
on
on that.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm the Mixon owner. I put in 19. And I actually bumped that up right before I went to bed. So I was at, I believe it was like
12 or something.
Yeah, it was like 13. I bumped it to 19. Even if Mixon doesn't play, so the next spot I was going to get to, do you feel comfortable playing P. Ryan?
No, that's why I dropped him.
No, I think they just.
Yeah.
There's a lot of receiving targets there. T. Higgins is supposed to come back this week, so I think they just throw it more.
That's the reason I dropped him too. Even looking at him, I'm like, I have no confidence in him. Even if Mixon's out fully, I have no confidence in playing Squashy P. Ryan.
Even if he gets the Mixon work, like I think we can all agree Mixon's a better running back than P. Ryan.
Yeah.
So what's he going to get you? 18 carries for 70 yards on a good day, and you're walking away with 7 points, and Chris Evans is going to get all the passing down work. You're playing Green Bay. You're probably going to be down. I don't know. I don't understand the pickup. Like I said, it has to be him trying to outsmart everyone and trade, but it obviously didn't work. So I hope no one in the league falls for it. Unless you're from the West, then fall for it all you'd like. Running back number 2 here, Alex Collins, $13 to the team that we've talked the most about here, Steve, B-Block's finest. There was a couple other bids on it. You had $10 on them. I had 9. The reason I put 9 is because Chris Carson is on the other team, the team that I'm playing this week. You just wanted a running back?
I put it in, just to... I don't really know what's going on with Chris Carson, and he seems to get hurt fairly frequently, so if Collins is the guy that's going to back him up or fill in, I wouldn't mind being able to utilize him for like a bye week or 2. And I still have most of my fab, so me spending $10 there wouldn't have hurt me too bad. I was actually surprised that Jose didn't even put in an offer.
Yeah, 0 bids across the board.
Very surprised.
Yeah.
Jose didn't bid on anyone this week. No, I guess he's content with his team.
I think he started drinking heavily with that 1-3 start, and he probably just passed out.
He also, especially with like Tony Jones Jr. went down. He's still on his roster. I don't know if he's getting. This is the time. Excuses start to build.
The old Alex.
Yeah, what's he? 1-3.
Yep.
1-3. Long night with the kid. Late night at work. Don't.
Yeah, no, I agree with Matt. I think
know.
that's Steve's desperate for a running back. That's obvious.
Yeah.
And the Carson situation is a lot more. I think it's way more murky than the Montgomery or Mixon one, which what's wrong with them. The time frame. Carson just showed up on the injury report. Like he was his workload got eaten into during the game. And then he just popped up on the injury report. On a short week. So I don't disagree with Steve going for that, but it's shocking that Jose didn't even attempt.
Agree. A couple more running backs were picked up. Brandon Bolden, $6.
Yep.
Flex play if you need him.
It's the same thing. Yeah, he's supposedly the new James White, or at least that's how they were using him. And the fact that I beat out Jake and Tom by $1 made it even sweeter.
Yeah, I think it's Jake wanted to go in on that backfield again. Was he just trying to get every running back that was available this week?
I honestly I have no idea.
I personally I want nothing to do with the Patriots backfield.
Yeah, fool me once. Shame on you.
Listen, Michelle.
Yeah, me and Sony were
I got an issue.
He's in a way better position now.
No. Yeah, Brandon Bolden, I really like J.J. Taylor going in that spot, and then he fumbled, and we know what happens when you fumble in New England. You probably won't see him for a couple decades or so.
So wait until Bolden fumbles, and then he might get another shot.
See you next October.
Yeah. Chris Evans going to Brock. We just talked about him a little bit, but I do think Green Bay is going to be up. Not that you're playing Chris Evans this week, but he showed a little bit of burst. He's a good pass catching back.
Good move by Brock. Honestly, Brock has been hustling this year. I like it.
Yeah, he sure has. He hustled all the way to a 85-point loss last week.
Wish I could say the same. Week before he dumpstered me.
Charlie, Khalil Herbert, Damian Williams back up in Chicago. Damian Williams, right? I always mix up those two Williams. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean,
It makes sense.
interesting, I guess, if you get you handcuff. I don't.
Handception.
Yeah, I mean, you only have 4 to 5 weeks for this to really play out. I mean, and spend what do you spend? $4?
$2. Yeah.
I can't really argue with that. I mean, you're going to be sitting there waiting to see maybe if they do split, you at least have a guy to play if you're desperate. spent $60 on a guy you used.
I don't mind the $2 pickup on Herbert, but he has no other bids on any other running backs. If I'm him, Charlie needs a running back.
Yeah.
Samaje Perine filling in for a week could be a big deal for him. Alex Collins, maybe a couple weeks could be a big deal for him. I'm not relying on another guy to get hurt when I can get someone who I can plug in. Brandon Bolden, big deal for him. If you can plug him in.
He had JJ.
So easy drop and pick up.
Yeah,
very interesting.
My only thing is, I think with Charlie, he's thinking maybe it'll be more of a committee style deal. So maybe Herbert will have a bigger piece of the pie. But Charlie's definitely shied away from the big splash bids that you've seen go on earlier in the season. But he has been making, if you've noticed, smaller little incremental ones every week.
Yeah.
I think we see his name again come up here with a receiver.
We do.
It's Devontae Parker.
Yeah. Darrell Williams goes to Matt for $2. I'd rather have Darrell Williams on my team than Herbert.
Yeah.
Could be
Take
wrong.
a chance with the better offense.
Yep. That wraps up the running backs. We'll go hit on really quickly. A couple quarterbacks went. Trey Lance went to you for $11.
Who was on my team 36 hours before.
I know you're upset about it. I think $11 is a good bid still, despite no other team putting more than a $0 bid on Trey.
Brian told me he forgot, he didn't know, but he would have bid 10, which made me feel a little bit better. At one point, thank God I brought that. I had 17 in there, and I was like, what am I doing? I have Matt Stafford, but
yeah, I threw a $0 bid in. My hope was just drop them. Maybe he doesn't go back in on them, and I can sneak away with Trey Lance. And
sometimes you got to admit you made a mistake.
Yep.
I didn't know Garoppolo was going to get hurt. I'm a big believer in Lance's ability. Will work out. We'll see. But I'd be sick if I didn't.
This is the first time he's done something.
No.
I mean, the guy has. Who was that last year?
Oh, no, this was 5 years ago when he dropped Devontae Booker. And I picked him up and traded him to him for Latavius Murray.
I do remember that.
That was right before what's his name got hurt. Was it Moreno?
No Sean.
Yeah, I think No Sean Moreno was the lead back there at the time.
Yeah, you're right.
I was sick. Yeah, it is what it is. But had he panned out and somebody else had him, I would have been way, way more disgusted with myself.
And then Steve picked up Sam Darnold. $4 bid, not bad. I think that's a pretty good pickup, Sam Darnold.
He's like the quarterback 4 or 5.
Yeah, Darnold's going wild.
Yeah.
It's confirmed. Adam Gase. It's Adam Gase, right? Yep. You've seen it with Tannehill, you've seen it with Darnold, resurgence of guys just getting the fuck away from him.
Yeah, Adam Gase, not great.
I mean,
not
yeah.
Good. Not good.
Well, that's why I'm surprised Steve, going back to Trey Lance for a second, I'm surprised Steve does need a quarterback. I'm surprised he didn't go in on Trey Lance.
Yep.
Even just a little bit.
Yeah, it's interesting. He's really the only team in the league that needed one, but we'll see how it pans out. I think, anytime you get someone who scores 18 points in the first half, or it's only half.
I'm hoping for that 36-point average.
Yeah. Let's jump to, we're going to do tight ends and receivers. Tight end, Dalton Schultz goes from $10 to Alex, who apparently has fab this year.
Good morning.
So, great pickup, Alex.
Alex's first waiver wire move on the actual waiver wire night.
Yes, that is true. Also his third tight end, so we'll see what he does there.
Yeah, he's just collecting them.
Doesn't he have a couple? Doesn't he have he still got Gus on there?
He does, yeah. He
still has Gus on his IR? I guess he has nothing else to fill it with, but
you know what? This isn't going to be a roast Alex show.
It's not.
We've had too many of those.
There's nothing else. He has nothing else to fill it with.
We're gonna move on.
Leave him there.
Yeah, no roast Alex show. We're gonna get you. You're doing great.
Dude sucks.
You're slowly just chugging along. Hopefully, you pick up a little bit of speed. Not winning games, but if he beats you this week, I'd be pretty happy.
Yeah, I'm gonna big brother him.
Tight ends. That's the only tight end.
All right, moving
on. Receivers. Jamison Crowder goes to you for $9. And good thing you put that down because it looks like the next closest bid was
nobody.
Actually, there wasn't one. Yeah. So 20.
It's always a good week when you throw away 20% of your budget.
You know,
for no reason.
You know what I thought of when I read this?
You know what
I read this when I read this. You know, like like an auction, and they're like $20, anybody 21, and Mike's just like 21. It's like 21, go watch 22.
Yeah, I'm bidding against
And
myself.
Mike just keeps going up and up. At the end of the day, though, you did score. You won.
That's exactly what happened. Let's be honest here.
Yep.
But you got the 2 players you wanted though, so.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
I would have rather paid $2 than
20.
you could have paid
20.
0 and got both.
Oh,
You had
Joe
the
had bid.
tiebreaker.
Oh.
You got the tiebreaker on you.
You had the tiebreaker. I was unless you were 12th. I was 11 out of 12. So actually, we can tell because we can see. Oh, you very much had the tiebreaker. Yeah. Devontae Parker, $6 to Charlie. $5 was a bid by Alex. $0 by Jake. I don't mind getting a piece of that Miami offense with Jacoby Brissett. They have a pretty good. Not because I love Jacoby Brissett, but their schedule coming up. They have a pretty good passing schedule.
I love Devontae Parker. I think talent-wise, he's a really good receiver. It's just he doesn't he was putting up numbers when he had Fitzpatrick. You know, they bring Tua in, that kills him. You know? I mean, I don't know if anybody saw some of his highlights. He made some. I believe they were called grown man catches.
He's been a really good receiver for a pretty good amount of time.
And also, Charlie loves him. Like, Charlie might not want to admit this in public, but this is like his secret crush because he has been on his team for the past 3 years. Yeah.
Yep. He Tampa Bay, Jacksonville, Atlanta, Buffalo, Houston, Baltimore, Jets are his matchups coming up.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good depth piece. I mean, not that Charlie really needs wide receiver help, but I would still, that's my 4th guy on the bench. I'm happy with it.
Yep. One other receiver, probably the steal of the week. Darnell Mooney.
Yeah, you got him for free.
Going to Jake for free, basically. I'm a Robinson owner. I was thinking about putting a bid down on him, just my way my roster's constructed. Didn't think it was best for the team. Jake snuck out a $0 bid on Darnell Mooney. Thoughts?
Nah.
It was between Mooney and Crowder for me, and
Chicago offense.
I have no faith. I have no faith in Matt Nagy. So that's what decided it. But it's a $0 bid. That's great value. And that's the second time he's picked him up.
Hasn't he been on collectively 6 teams?
I drafted him and then dropped him.
And
Jake picked him up and dropped him.
I picked him up, dropped him. Brian picked him up, dropped him. Now Jake again. Yeah.
He's an STD just going around the league.
Yeah.
Sorry, Darnell. I don't mean that as you as a person.
No. People have a lot of faith in you.
I'm sure you're.
They immediately don't.
Yes.
A lot of.
Kicker.
Finance support.
Nick Folk picked up kicker. Who cares? And the Cardinals defensive Steve for $2 closes out the waiver pickups of the week. So, anything I'm missing?
No.
Trades, they're working.
Yeah, I mean,
no
pretty
trades.
pretty slow. Honestly, pretty
It's
expected waiver wire. Just a couple surprises. Me bidding against myself, Jake spending a lot on P. Ryan, but I guess he kind of makes it up by getting Darnell for free.
God, I hope Mixon plays. Nothing would make me more happy than for someone to spend $4 more than me and then have to drop him.
And Matt picks him back up for free.
We want to get into the games of the week for our league here.
Yeah, that's well, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about Thursday. Just really quickly.
Jaguars, Bengals.
Oh
no! Yeah.
Who's eating bagels?
The Jaguars eating bagels, right?
No. Actually, that was last Thursday.
I'm looking at the wrong one. Yeah, I'm looking at the wrong one. The Rams and Seahawks.
Very
Excuse me, I'm editing that out.
I was very excited for this Thursday game, and I'm like, that game sucks.
This is the week 4.
Good luck editing that out. Watch what I do here. All right, Los Angeles Rams traveling to the Seattle Seahawks.
That is where they play. Yes.
Are you sure?
Am I looking
You're
at...
questioning yourself?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm sure.
Rams are 2.5 point
yes,
favorites.
2.5 point favorite. Over under 54.5. The Los Angeles Rams side of the ball. Matt Stafford. You play him?
Everyone. I'm playing everyone in this game.
Henderson, you play him. Coop. Robert Woods.
Yup.
Robert Woods.
Listen, as so I have been following Sean McVay very intently
As the
for a
person
very
that
long
hates
time.
person or
Matt
through
Stafford
fantasy?
and Robert Woods,
Okay.
I'm playing Robert
As the
Woods.
guy who's the serial Todd Gurley owner, I've listened to a lot of Sean McVay's bullshit throughout the years. He likes saying stuff all the time. He also likes not coming through on it. So I don't. When he says he's got to get Woods involved, that does nothing for me. I think
He's going to block a lot more. That's
think,
all me. He's
yeah,
an excellent run
I think
blocker.
you'll see a couple.
Do I get
end
any
rounds
points for
and
that?
Shit like that, but
No.
No? Okay.
No.
We need to implement that.
I think
Just like running back
I
first
think
downs.
Woods is a borderline flex if you don't have anything better at best.
No.
But everybody else, I'm starting.
Woods or Van Jefferson?
Don't do that.
I think I go Woods.
Yeah.
I think I just go Woods. Just
Name value?
yeah,
Where you
Just
drafted him?
yeah. At that point, you have to, right? Because I mean, you probably have something better. Well, if you're considering Van Jefferson, you don't have anything better, which means things have gone scarily south for you.
Yeah, Woods is definitely disappointed this year. You're the Woods owner. Are you feeling on the brink here? I know you're not only a Woods owner, you're like a Woods truther. You love the guy.
Is this like an
I
Ayuk
hate
situation
him.
almost?
Like this?
Yeah.
No, this is like an Allen Robinson situation where they're just not using him. He just doesn't get he has
That's
a couple
much better
targets,
point.
but he just doesn't get utilized as much.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got 2 garbage time touchdowns, which were kind of meaningless. But I mean,
Did you take Woods before Cup was off the board?
the pick before, yeah.
Oh, man.
But to be fair, my debate that round was Robert Woods. I was even thinking of Cooper Kupp. It was either Robert Woods or DJ Moore, and I wound up getting DJ Moore in the 5th. So
Yeah, I think you got to leave Woods on the bench. Possible
I'm gonna leave
flex,
him-
not really in your flex though, just in your wide receiver.
I'm gonna leave
spot.
him in my first wide receiver slot because he's my
Are-
first wide receiver
Are you
playing.
are you starting?
Of course I am.
Well, there you go. Start
There you
Robert
go.
Woods.
This is like my last week of hope though.
Last week?
Yeah, it's got.
Yeah.
So like if he,
Because-
against Seattle.
I mean,
too.
he's not getting dropped or nothing. He'll sit on my bench.
Maybe
probably.
trade.
I'll put him in permanent timeout.
Well, in temporary timeout until he earns it back because I don't think it's his fault. Remember how you know what? I do hate Matt Stafford. That's who I hate because he sucks. And
You
because
take
he
that
only
back
targets
right now.
one guy,
Take that
and
back
it's not
right
mine.
now.
All right,
Matthew
I
Stafford.
hate him. His name's Robert.
Well, that's not.
It's not even Matthew.
Well, Robert has. Maybe that's it. He's upset because Robert Woods and
I
no
hate
one
him.
shares the name with the great
I
Stafford.
hate him.
I love you, Matt.
Tyler Higbee. Think you play him at this point?
I think you
Isn't
can.
he super on and off?
Yeah, I think you can. He's one of those blood tight ends, those back end guys that
He's the 4th guy who's playing this
you're
week.
you're really just hoping for a touchdown. It's one of those situations. I mean,
It's my Robert Woods situation.
if you weren't able to get like Dalton Schultz or someone like that off the Dawson Knox, somebody off the waiver wire like that, yeah, I would
TJ
start.
Hawkinson.
Yeah.
Well, T.J. Hawkinson ain't on no waiver wire.
Right.
That guy was drafted.
Sorry, I have him.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Seattle side of the ball.
Andrews over Hawkinson.
Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
You play him.
Yes. You gotta start Russ.
Yeah.
Let him cook.
The
That was a
we
big
talked
thing
about
last year.
we
Not
talked
this
about
year.
Chris Carson and Alex Collins. I think you if Carson's in, you might have to play him.
Even
But
if he's
I'd
in,
like to pivot.
You monitor very closely.
Yeah, I'd like
you
to
gotta
pivot if you
you
can.
gotta be on Twitter for that.
I'd like to pivot if you can. If not, if he's your only option, like I said, I think you're gonna be looking for a boom play on Sunday. Alex Collins, if Carson's out, fire him up.
Easily.
Yeah.
Play him. I shouldn't say fire him up like that because I do think RB2 is. I'm not saying Collins is going to jump into an RB1.
No, but he's
No, yeah, but I
A
think
flex play at,
yeah,
like,
I
minimal.
think you're looking at a top 24 running back on the week there.
Yeah, potentially. Receivers: Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf.
Yep.
Any concern with Ramsey on Metcalf?
the last 2 times they played.
Yeah,
I think he had 1 catch between the 2 games. He had 1 catch for 11 yards.
Yeah, Ramsey.
That's it.
Ramsey has some really good success against most of the receivers in the league, but
I don't.
Metcalf
Well,
specifically.
I mean, is Ramsey going to shadow him? I mean, I know there was talk about that. Like he didn't shadow in the Bucs game either. But yeah,
Yep.
the Seahawks don't have as many wide receivers as the Buccaneers, but you got to start DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
He's a beast, and I mean, all it takes is one play, and that guy can just rip it down the sideline for a 75-yard touchdown.
Very true. Yeah, I don't want to play either of the defenses. I'm a Rams defense. I'm actually holding them still. They're on my bench, but they have a
What about
crazy.
Will Disley?
They're so hard to stop.
So that's a no.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to play Disley. I think there's, like you mentioned, there's a ton of other tight end options right now that I'd rather play. But yeah, I don't want to play their defense, and I think that about wraps up the game. Should be a good one. Finally, a good Thursday. I mean, we've
Yeah.
had a lot of good games, but not like
54.5
Not one that
over under.
should be a good-
The
Yeah.
second highest projected game of the week.
yeah, it should be a good one. Look forward to it. I'm going to be on the edge of my seat the entire time because, like we said, Jose is literally playing every player in this game. So
Yeah.
I hope Vegas is wrong.
Still can't believe he hasn't done anything about that. He's just kind of.
Yeah. I don't know.
Jose, I hope you're okay.
Do we want to run through the games for this week and pick them?
Yeah, might as well, right?
All right.
Or do we got somebody? Matt, can you write them down so we know our scores? I thought we were supposed to track these.
Do I have to?
Yeah.
Hold on.
All right, we're gonna go.
I already have a notebook.
rapid speed here. Right, and I'm loading it on my app, so I'm gonna be
Do
first.
you just
But
want
actually, I won't be first.
I have all of it written down.
Brian versus Charlie. Brian 113.9. Charlie 105.4. Projections 2-2 versus 1-3. Give me Charlie.
Up Char by 10.
Char by 10.
Yeah.
Char all around.
Oh no, that means Brian's gonna win.
Steve 1-3. We talked about him a little bit. 106.6 versus Matt 3-1. 110.6. Who are you gonna take?
I'm gonna go me.
Okay.
I'm gonna go me.
Who are you gonna take on this one?
Santa's gonna win.
I don't like how we're all agreeing. I'm gonna choose Matt as well.
Can't separate yourself from the pack if everybody takes the same picks.
We're gonna move to the West. We have some close ones in the West. Not really, but not projection wise. But
Maybe I should look at this.
me 3-1, 107.3 versus Jose 110.4, 1-3 Jose 3-1 me. I'm gonna go me.
Yeah, I think Joe's just got a better bench. I mean, especially if it's a case of where both running backs are out for each team.
Yeah.
I think Jose missing Carson is bigger to his team than you missing Mixon. So, Joe.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with. I'm also gonna go with.
Oh, come on!
See, I just like the fact
We're
that
the super agreeable friends club,
yeah,
everybody.
we're all super on the same page this week. But I mean, maybe we'll switch it up going forward. I don't know.
I like the fact that he, like I said, I think he's limiting his upside with all the Seattle players, and he has, who knows how, like, Calvin Ridley's probably his big boom player this week, but...
Who has very much disappointed where he
And
was
they're
drafted.
in London, early morning game, like, time zones
Oh,
off.
shit, somebody should tell Alex. He's got to set it. He's got to get up earlier.
I am not telling anybody. Watch the show. Foster, 116.5, 2-2 versus Brock, 2-2, 104. This could be for...
I think that projection is that's projecting that Christian McCaffrey plays.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
With
It
like
has to be, right?
24.4.
If McCaffrey plays,
He could play.
I want Foster.
I'm gonna go Brock. I think Brock's gonna get a get right game for Brock. He had a tough week last week. He's gonna bounce back. It's not every week CeeDee Lamb's gonna score 3 points. So
Yeah, I'm also gonna go with Brock.
you're sticking to Foster.
I think CMC plays. Give me my man Foster.
All
Fuck
right.
that guy.
We finally broke apart here. Speaking of Alex, 1-3 Alex 107.6 versus you, Mike 2-2. Your projection is not correct, but it's going to be somewhere around 110. I'm going to take you. I think Mike takes this one.
Yeah, I'm also gonna take Mike here because
My team's good and Alex's isn't.
I didn't say you did.
That's my official analysis.
Then we have the game of the week. Tom versus Jake. First place in the East on the line, potentially highest points on the line. This is probably the biggest game of the year so far.
Yeah, I think the rematch is even a bigger deal than.
Yeah, rematch, second time. Tom took him down the first time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jake at 114, Tom at 125.7.
That is crazy high.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever had a projection that high.
Yeah, it's interesting. Give me Tom. I like the way Tom's roster is structured right now. He has a lot of good matchups this week as well.
You can't go against Tom this week. It's just, I don't think Cordero Patterson's having 2 back-to-back 30-point weeks.
The Jets.
He might. No,
He's
but
playing the
Tom's
well,
team.
we were just talking about
just,
what if Metcalf gets shut down again and gets nothing. He's in a rough spot.
I'm still taking Tom, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Tom.
Tom's team is
I'm
Derrick Henry is just an unstoppable
I'm also
force.
gonna take Tom, but
Yeah, Derrick Henry.
There's,
Derrick Henry gets the Jacksonville Jaguars this week. So
okay.
that
So
should
Cordero
be-
Yeah,
gets
that's-
the Jets
yeah,
with Derrick
that's
Henry
another
against the
pretty-
Jags.
Yeah.
I'll take Derrick Henry.
So we all. This is
We're
kind of scary. how
also
we're all,
fairly
yeah.
agreeable. I don't know if
Same
that's it's
page.
just kind of the way we see the league going, or it's just weird.
About to go 1 for 5. Is that so? What's gonna happen?
That. Who knows? It could happen. Yeah.
All right. You want to wrap this up?
Yeah, let's get it wrapped up. Like I said, shortened show this week.
I feel like it was.
Was it not a shortened show?
Probably not.
Thought it would be.
No,
What time are we looking
I
at?
just drug it out for forever.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Pretty good at that.
Yeah.
We will. Thanks for tuning in. As always, like, comment, subscribe. For all those in the league that are watching, thanks for tuning in as well. And we will catch you next week. Peace.